Hey everybody, it's Mama OG. I am back with another reaction. Today I have another donation request from Arthur. Arthur, as always, thank you so much. He's asked me to circle back around to a group I've heard once before. This is of Monsters and Men, and the song is called Fruit Bat. This is live from Skarkali. Don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Been quite a while since I've heard that first song by this group. It was an amazing song, so I'm looking forward to this. Just a couple of things before we get started. If you would like to request a specific reaction, you can click on a donation link down in the description, send me the information about the song, and I will add it to my queue. I also take notes during my reactions, so if you see me looking down, I'm just writing down one or two words so that I can remember what I want to say. Although I might be changing this up a little bit. I might be doing one or two pauses during the song. It'll be 2 years in July that I started doing this, and I am still adjusting my process. So things may change back and forth. I don't know, but just going to fly by the seat of my pants. I've got my earbuds in. Let's go ahead and take a listen. It's a lot of petals.
Sleeping in the silo.
Is that guy crying? Is this gonna make me cry? Okay.
Sleeping in the silo. Talking in the States. How to get away from here. How to be a tender man. Walking on a tightrope. Funny little game. How to skip past the stream.
Voice.
How to climb the olive tree. I know something you don't know. Somehow in the dead of night, we're like Bunny in the red tide. I need something you don't seem to need. A sweetheart goodbye. I'm like a fruit bat hanging tight.
Voice was instantly touching me in the first song I heard.
See you on a red eye. Funny little game. How to make it disappear. How to make it reappear. I'll be softer like your mother. Or live in the street. You look like a portrait of your type. I know you.
Sorry, I'm just going to rewind it a little bit because
softer like your mother.
I hit the wrong button.
Or live in the street. You look like a portrait of your type. I need
think that was the drummer in the beginning that looked like he was crying. Maybe he wasn't. Just going to pause it for a second just to make an observation while it's on the picture. This is interesting here. I see the tape, see all the tape, and I know from Mike being a drummer that, you know, a lot of drummers do, and there's also a cloth here. I don't know what this is though. Looks like pieces of wood. I don't know what it is, and what it's meant to do or produce. But the biggest thing I wanted to say really quickly is that these drumsticks he's using, you know, they sound kind of like the jazz with the brush sticks, but it looks like they might be bundles of straw. And they're flared at the end a little, maybe a little frayed at the end to kind of get that brush sound. But they also produce louder, like they hit harder than the regular brush ones do. So that's really cool. I'm going to rewind it and let's keep going. Fill in there on the drums. It's really cool. Sounds that those sticks are making are just incredible. I hear sounds like rocks being. I wonder if that's what I saw in that drum. See how much louder that sound is? Those sticks. That was really cool. Okay, I don't know why this is happening. All of a sudden, it's auto playing. I think the first thing that caught my attention, which was a really big standout in the first song that I heard, I think it was called Mountain Sound, was her voice. And in that one, she got a little bit more intense vocally, but in this one, she was much more subdued. And I could still hear her amazing vibrato. And it caught my attention right away. As I said, that drummer, just some of the things I noticed about his kit were amazing. The sound of those straw sticks, I think that's what they must have been. They were a lot thicker than regular drumsticks, and they didn't sound as soft as the brush sticks that I've seen. He had some really cool fills and just beat changes, especially near the end when the song was building, which was another thing that stood out, was the song got a little intense and was building near the end. But on the other hand, overall, the song felt subtle. One of the guitar players, not her on the acoustic, but one of the electric guitars, and the gentleman playing the piano, who I recognize as one of the singers in the last song, but there were moments there where their playing was just so extremely subtle. It just felt like they were barely touching their instruments. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the lyrics. Okay, so I saw that in the beginning that I think it was the drummer. I thought he was, at first he was a member of the audience, but he had his hands, I thought maybe he was crying. So I might have kind of set myself up to think this might be a sad song, but I did catch some of the lyrics in there that stood out to me. Something about it, I need more than what you need, like a sweeter goodbye. I'm going to go ahead and just go through these lyrics. Sleeping in the silo, talking in the stairs, how to get away from here, how to be a tender man, walking on a tightrope, funny little game. That was another lyric that stood out to me. How to skip past the stream, how to climb the olive tree. I know something you don't know. Somehow in the dead of night, we're like Bunny and the reptile. Reptiles eat bunnies, don't they? That is a crazy lyric. I need something you don't seem to need, a sweeter goodbye. I'm like a fruit bat hanging tight. See you on a red eye, funny little game. How to make you disappear, how to make you reappear. I'll be softer like your mother. Olive in the stream. You look like a portrait of your dad. I'll be softer like your mother jumped out at me. This definitely got to be about a relationship. That's my initial guess. I know something you don't know. Somehow in the dead of the night, we're like Bunny and the reptile. I need something you don't seem to need. Sweeter goodbye. I'm like a fruit bat hanging tight. I feel something you don't seem to feel. Somehow in the dead of night, we're like Bunny and the reptile. I need something you don't seem to need. Sweeter goodbye. I'm like a fruit bat hanging tight. Okay, so it maybe seems like about a relationship where one person's not getting as much as they're giving, or and how it's kind of the tightrope line. I don't know. This is weird here. How to get away from here, how to be a tender man. That second part of that is a little bit more blunt, which is, I don't know, maybe the person she's with or whoever is doing more than the other person. Maybe he's not such a nice person, or he's just not sweet or tender or affectionate in the relationship. I mean, a sweeter goodbye, that could also relate to that as well. Just somebody who's not that affectionate in a relationship. I'm going to go ahead and read this about part. Fruit Bat was the last song from All Is Love and Pain in the Mouse Parade, officially released in streaming platforms before the album dropped. It was released as a surprise after a YouTube Q&A just 11 days prior to the record's release date, and came along with a live performance. The 8 minutes and 17 seconds long song is of Monsters and Men's longest track ever. With a rich instrumentation, it is marked by an impressive instrumental section on its second half, yes, which goes on a crescendo until the end. This kind of structuration is no new. That doesn't make sense. It should have been, is nothing new to the band maybe, but has never been that long and can be heard in previous works such as Yellow Light, Thousand Eyes, and Lonely Weather. In October 2025 interview, Soundtrack Magazine, Nana commented on how Fruit Bat came along. That song, Arnar, our drummer, was playing the piano in the studio and it sounded really beautiful. Then I started singing on top of it, and we all started to build from that place. We co-produced Fruit Bat with Josh Kaufman, who worked a little bit on my record and is an incredible musician and producer. We wanted to be in a room together playing and really making sure that we were building a song up naturally. So it was us and Josh in this room, our studio, playing. It was live, and that's the foundation. And then we added on top of it. It was really important for Fruit Bat to have that element of us interacting with each other, because sometimes we get lost in the studio. You're layering and there's no feeling. Okay, so the fact that in this video they were all sitting in a circle, that makes sense to me. They probably purposely, I don't know, I'm sure they sang other songs, but they probably purposely wanted to all be facing each other, with the exception of the piano player. He was facing the other way, but that was unavoidable, I think, given the fact that he was playing the piano. Yeah, this didn't really give the meaning of the song, but I'm just going to take a guess that it's about a relationship. I think the most intriguing lyric in this entire song is this one here. Somehow in the dead of night, we're like Bunny and the reptile, because it just instantly makes me think of reptiles. You know, some people feed baby bunnies to their reptiles. Not two class of animals that coexist, and the reptiles usually preying on bunnies, as many things do, which is also kind of eye-opening if I think about it too much, which I tend to do. Arthur, thank you so much for suggesting this. This was another fantastic song. I'm going to add it to my list, and I'm sure I'm going to pick up on a lot more the more I listen to it. Thank you all so much for being here to watch. I will see you next time.